Let's solve this particular problem. So here the problem is the tension T at the end of the each chain, at the tension T at the end of the each chain has a magnet of 30 Newton, makes an angle 35 degrees horizontally. And what is the weight of the chain? And round the results to the nearest hundredth. So we have the chain is tied on these two ends. And so there's a tension here and there's a tension over there due to the weight of the chain. The goal is to find the weight of the chain, and we know that the magnitude of these tensions are 30 newtons. So let's see how do we do that. So let's try to look at let's call this the vector t1, let's call this the vector t2, and we know that the magnitude of the vectors t1 and t2, magnitude of the vectors t1 and t2 both are 30 newtons. And so therefore, let's take a look at the vector t2, right? This vector right here, and that would be right here. So this is 35 degrees. So if I try to find the I and jth component, the ith component would be cosine 35 multiplied by the magnitude, which is 30 of I, plus 30 sine 35 multiplied by the vector j. And if I do similarly, the vector t1, the tension t1 right here, that would be 30 cosine 35, except now rather than I, I'm going to have a minus I because we are going in this particular direction. And this is going to be plus 30 sine 35 j. That's a positive direction because it's still going in this way. And when I add these two together, that should give me the total weight of the chain. That should give me the total weight of the chain. So if I add these two together, as you can see, this and this will be cancelled. So we are left with simply 2 times 30 sine 35 degrees along the j vector. So you can see the tension is pulling on the j direction of this much. So that is basically the weight. And if you compute that, that is going to give us, that would give us 2 times 30 times sine 30, which is 2 times 30 times sine 30. No, sine 35, which is 34.41. So this is times sine 35, right, which is going to be 34.41 vector j. So if you take the magnitude of the resultant vector t1 plus t2, that would be 34.41. That is the answer for this particular problem.